Hello. Hi, my name is...
Is Papa Mecca single? Because we need him on the next season of Married at First Sight. Clearly, he wants to be the star of the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me. And I'm back, y'all. I'm back. We haven't spoken about Married at First Sight US in some years. I think my last season was Chris and Paige. I think that was like season 10, season 12. That was some time ago. So I've been out the loop for a minute, but y'all know I love the international versions. Australia, UK, love that. Now they're in some trouble right now, but they've brought the structure over to the US. They have the dinner parties, they have more couples, they have the commitment couch. That's what I need. They also have Paul Brunson. Oh, I'm sold. I'm sold. So guys, if they're gonna keep going like this, I'm back in the fold regarding Married at First Sight US. So before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Getting into the episode, they start with the bachelorette parties. Off rip, who the hell cast Felipe? Felipe is a walking red flag.
Wasn't always this attractive. I've been getting hit on nonstop.
Hoping to have a wife that values the fact that I like to party a lot. The wife will be first.
I do not hit on customers. They have to hit on me.
I've cheated once. Didn't even remember that I cheated.
You forgot?
I shit you not.
I definitely thought that the problematic man of the season was going to be Nick, because Nick has come from, I think it was The Circle first, then he did Perfect Match, now he's doing Married at First Sight. It sounds like you just want to be a reality TV star. So why are you here? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. The US marriages are supposed to be legal, right? Just because they took the UK structure, are they removing the legality? Is that still a thing? I don't know. Y'all let me know. But anyways, Nick, you're lucky, because here comes Felipe. Felipe is a party boy. He used to be a cheater. I don't even know. Is he still a cheater? We don't know. He's chronically late. He's just very boisterous at all. It's too much. It's too much. Casting him was definitely a drama choice, not a compatibility choice, but fine. In stark contrast, or so you think, we have Adam. Adam comes across as this wholesome man, you know, he's educated, he has money, he runs a business, he plays piano, he even played for the guys. And Nick was annoyed because he was playing for a long periodically time, and honestly he was playing a sad song and two long songs. I said, oh, Nick, oh my gosh, not Nick, sorry, Adam. Also, Adam says, you know, the reason why he hasn't found somebody is not because he doesn't want someone, but because he hasn't found that person who's ready for commitment, ready for something long-term, just looking for something serious. But he is, I'm going to let y'all know right now, he's a fraud. He is a fraud. It quickly went left with Adam, and I was shocked. So the experts this year are Dr. Lisa Paz and Paul Brunson. We love Paul. So the first pairing is between Adam and Marissa. They're both into fitness. They're both into discipline. But quickly, we see that Adam is a Naco Taco.
When was the last time there was a girl in this house?
I don't know. You guys know? A female in that home right there.
Yes.
Answer the question.
A woman crossed the threshold into that house.
Last week, I had a date.
So you're 6'5", make a boatload of money.
Yeah.
You're a freaking Eagle Scout. You feel like you're a good-looking guy?
Yeah.
Why the hell are you here?
So Paul asks Adam why he's unlucky in love. And he says, listen, I don't struggle to find girls. I just struggle to find girls that I want to marry. Mind you, he will still entertain those girls that he doesn't struggle to find, right? Paul calls out the fact that Adam is very controlled, and that might be an issue. Clearly, he's a guy who likes things a certain way. And if he's very rigid, it's going to make it hard for somebody to come in and, you know, create a life with this man. Like, you want a wife, but there doesn't seem to be space in your life for a wife. Paul also calls out the fact that this man is not very direct. And a big example of that is this girl that he's been seeing for however long, right? She's been over to his place 5 times, I think he said. And he's like, oh, well, she knows that it's casual, blah, 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 whatever. So Paul is like, okay, well, call the girl and let her know that, you know, you've been in the process of Married at First Sight. And he's like, I don't think that I need to do that. You know, she knows it's casual. I could just shoot her a text. He calls the girl because Paul is like, no, you're going to call her. The girl's not impressed.
Hey, how's it going? I'm applying to be on Married at First Sight. I won't be able to keep seeing you. Yeah, I just wanted to say I've had an awesome time with you.
Is this a joke?
No, sounds probably crazy, but I really...
Yeah, no, I gotta go.
Okay, so she's not that happy.
I I don't know if they had a producer pretend to be the girl or if this is actually the girl, but either way, it did not land well. Adam was shocked. He was like, I didn't think that she would feel this way. Like, she knew it was casual, and I'm the one who pursues her all the time. And she doesn't even like cats, and I love my animals, so it was never gonna work. So, you know what? Fine. Adam, he's definitely an F-boy. He presents as a nice guy, but he is an F-boy. Luckily for him, Marissa, she loves animals. Now, she is allergic to cats, but she's willing to take medication if her partner does have cats. She says that her dad and her are not very close. Her dad had done some poor things in her parents' marriage, so they don't really have a good relationship. That is going to be a pain point for her. I think that he can relate because we're going to see that he also doesn't have a lot of family support. Now, he says he has a relationship with his parents, his sister, his grandparents, and all that, but none of them plan to show up at the wedding. Marissa says she's been struggling to find a strong connection in 6 years because she's quite particular. And I'm thinking, y'all gonna put two very picky people together? Is that smart? We will see, child. Fast forward to the wedding prep, right? Like just before they're about to walk down the aisle. They're sending gifts to each other. And this is where you see that Adam is so selfish. This man is self-centered. So she gets him a little bottle of liquor and this journal where she writes on the first page talking about the things that she's excited for them to do together. She leaves the other pages empty so that their journey can continue. You know, she's thinking about us. He gets her all these little things that are representative of him and the things that he's into and the things that she's likely gonna have to do being married to him.
Is this a pickleball? Okay, what's this?
I don't know.
Ski. I hope you enjoy gifts I have given you. It will be a big part of both of our lives. See you at the altar. Your husband.
This is such a red flag to me. Because yes, he doesn't know the girl, but you could have done something that represented we, not me. You can see that her gift to him was we. His gift to her was me. This is what I do. And I'm just like, I don't like that. I don't know. Then the friend was like, well, what would you do if your wife isn't very athletic? He's like, I mean, I do have a history of training people into, you know, these amazing athletes. So I'll just whip her into shape. As time went on, I was like, I think your family doesn't want to come because maybe they don't rock with you for real. Maybe they don't, because don't get me wrong. Okay, his parents had a trip that they didn't see the need in canceling. That's telling. His sister, she don't buy into this one bit. She's not having it. She ain't coming. His grandmother also didn't come. Sweet old grandma. I mean, she might not be sweet, but the stereotype of grandparents is they love their grandkids no matter what. And even your grandma don't want to come? I think Adam's the problem. The next pairing is Tori and Felipe. We get to see even more of Felipe, and I'm like, producers, this is some BS. Because you know this man is a flight risk. Why is he on the show?
I want you to know that I have gotten 0 hours of sleep. The after party was at my place. I came home at 4 a.m.
Did you pop in the shower?
Of course. You always have to be ready in Brazil in case you meet a pretty lady.
Both Tori and Felipe talk about wanting a person who exhibits like traditional expressions of masculinity and femininity. She wants somebody who's, you know, like macho, has like the hairy body and all that stuff. He wants somebody who's girly, takes care of herself, you know, dresses, nails done, hair done, everything did kind of thing. They also both talk about how important family is to them. They also have both come from humble beginnings. So they do have similarities and stuff. Tori's very vocal about not wanting to go back to humble beginnings. And I think that'll be okay because it sounds to me like Felipe likes to live a lavish kind of life. So that'll be interesting. When Paul meets up with Felipe, he calls him out on his tardiness. He says, every time I've met up with you, you've been late. Felipe's like, yeah, you know, I was out partying last night, you know. He even missed a Zoom call again because of his partying. Why is this man on the show? Tell me quickly. Why? I don't understand. Like, me personally, listen, y'all can argue with a wall. I don't care. Somebody who's perpetually late is inconsiderate. There's no two ways about that. You don't respect people's time. I'm honestly looking at you and your management of your own life. You always late all the time to something that should be important to you, like getting married. I don't know. And it's not even for good reasons. It's because you mismanaged your day before by being a party animal. And why would somebody want to get married to somebody who's a party animal and seems to not want to give that up anytime soon? His family was so excited that he's getting married. They're like, we've been waiting for him to meet somebody. So yeah, I bet you were. Because this man, I don't know. Cut to Tori when they're planning to, walk down the aisle and all of that. She's worried that the groom is going to run away. Girl, he ain't running away. It seems this man has been looking for somebody for a long periodic of time, and it's stunning everyone that there's finally somebody who wants to marry him. Now, the only thing for Felipe is that her acceptance is contingent on his family accepting her. The last pairing for this episode is Belie and Mecca. Already, I'm loving the potential, okay? She's a creative. She's a singer-songwriter. She's a jack of all trades as well. She does a bunch of other stuff. Mecca is also a creative. He is a sanitation worker, though, for the most part. But that's a family business, That ain't too bad. He makes good money. I can see where they could connect. They even look like they should aesthetically be together.
Perfect.
I have all of these different jobs. I'm a makeup artist, freelance, teach dance classes for all ages. Performing is one of my favorites.
What are your deal breakers?
Not romantic, no drive. You have to have good hygiene.
Mecca is asked about his job, and he says that oftentimes he is embarrassed to share that he's a sanitation worker. He cleans porta potties. But number one, it's a family business. And number two, Paul was like, I've seen the money you make. You doing just fine. And he's like, it ain't too bad. Listen, it don't matter what you're doing. Are you doing well? All right. So who cares? And I don't think that Belie would be the type to judge, because she said, I don't really care what a person makes. Like, we're all just trying to figure it out in this life. So it is what it is. And also, she's a jack of all trades too. So she knows how hard it is to have to hustle for the bread. So she understands. They both talk about coming from broken homes. So for him, his bio mom left his dad at a young age, it sounded like. And then his stepmom also left his dad. I was like, okay, well, what's up with dad? Sorry. Like, that's what came to mind. I was like, well, what's wrong with daddy? But anyways, he's used to women leaving his life. And I think that is a part of this worry he has about not being accepted by his wife and all of that. We're going to see that show up later. For her, she has an estranged relationship with her father. They didn't get along for years, and by the time she was 20 something, he came back into her life, but he asked for a DNA test. So that's not great. They both say they want to break the cycle of broken homes when they have their own family. So I think that that's something they can definitely connect on. But I hope that their abandonment issues, I'm putting that on them. They didn't say they have abandonment issues, but that's what comes across like to me. I hope that their abandonment issues are not projected onto the relationship, because I think the framework of their relationship is quite good. These two have the most potential. The first wedding is Tori and Felipe's wedding. When Felipe turned around to see Tori, the man was gobsmacked. The man said, wow. The experts did a good job.
Wow. Hi.
Hi.
Tori, you were stunning.
I'm sorry.
Tori. I'm excited to get to know you, Tori. I really am.
I'm so excited.
Good.
One thing I wish they implemented from the UK and Australian version is the in real time reactions. So they'll cut to them having a conversation with the producers talking about, wow, the person was so beautiful. I was lost for words, whatever. Or, ooh, I don't really know how I feel. They did that after the weddings, but I like that in the moment reaction so we can read into the facial expressions and all of that. But it's fine. As soon as Felipe turned around, he was like, yup. That's my wife. She is beautiful. He was lost for words. He was stumbling, doing a lot of laughing. I said, he liked her. He liked her real bad. I wasn't sure if she liked him, but when they walked down the aisle, she did say he was hot. I think she said he was hot. I don't remember. I watched this yesterday. Tori thanks both families for showing up, because family is very important to her. And that's great, because we know that he loves his family and he wants his family to accept his girl. During the vows, he was very jokey and she did laugh. But I hope that he's able to lock in. I hope that he's able to be serious. Tori strikes me as a no-nonsense babe. And Felipe is all nonsense right now. So we'll see how that goes. The officiant didn't say you may kiss the bride, so Felipe did go in for a hug. He asked for a kiss, and they did have the kiss. It looked like she enjoyed it. He enjoyed it as well, so I think this is a good start. Before Mecca and Beljoli's wedding, we see Mecca's dad and his grandmother, and this is where this guy gets his personality from.
What's going on there? Pour a little alcohol on his ankles. It's a little ashy, bro.
That's crazy.
I mean, it looked nice.
I went to a nail salon, Dad.
Okay, that's cool. Well,
She's gonna look at you and say, oh, snap.
she gives you the cheek. It's,
Ooh.
she gives you the tongue, and she's sprung.
Either black don't crack, or y'all had Mecca real young, because daddy looking young. Daddy still looked like he could cause havoc in these streets. Grandma looking young. I said, wow, what a beautiful family. Mecca's dad is a hoot. Some stuff he says is a bit problematic, but he is funny. So funny. Mecca asked his grandmother, you know, if you were getting married, what are the characteristics you would want in a husband? Loved that. Mecca's grandmother says, honestly, at the end of the day, communication is key. If you're able to communicate, you fix a whole bunch of issues, right? And he's like, yeah, I'll be honest, communication is a weak point for me. So we got to watch out for that regarding Mecca. Mecca then says, you know, what if the girl doesn't accept me? And the dad is like, oh, brother. So I feel like this is a thing with Mecca, and I'm really, really hoping that he doesn't project this onto Beljoli. But anyways, Mecca's dad is like, listen, at the end of the day, if the girl doesn't accept you, you have a whole host of people who love and accept you. You ain't got nothing to worry about. When it came time for Mecca and Beljoli to meet, I had no worries that these two were going to be attracted to each other because they looked so cute. They just look like they need to be together.
Jesus, help me.
We heard that.
I'm weird.
I love it. Same.
Both Mecca and Beljoli are very artistic people. They love to express themselves in unconventional ways, which is good because Beljoli and her mom had a conversation before the wedding, and the mom was saying it would be nice if he wore white because that means he's an independent thinker, and he wore white, so I'm sure that was like, ooh, tick. Now, I was interested to see how she felt about his nails being painted. His nails are painted black. Not a lot of people are into that. She didn't mention it, so maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's not a problem. So they're talking about their vows. He says that he values fun, but he wants receptivity. Based on what he said after that, I think what he meant was reciprocity, but it's okay. It seemed like she wasn't, confused. Belle was worried that Mecca would go in for a kiss, but she immediately was like, cheek. So he kissed both cheeks. They tried to clown him for something, and Beljoli was like, not too much on my man. I said, period. I like that. I like this couple. Things then take a turn as the evening is going on because Mecca is wondering if he made a good impression. He asked Beljoli point blank, like, oh, how did you feel about me? Like, am I giving whatever kind of energy? We don't get a response from her. I'm assuming she actually gave him a response in the moment. But the rest of the photo shoot, we see him being self-deprecating a lot. And I'm like, okay, I understand having jitters, but at some point, stop that. Stop that. Because if you're constantly down on yourself, the person feels like, okay, you're very insecure. You need a lot of reassurance. I don't really want to give all of that. Like, you're exhausting. So I'm like, Mecca, please, it's enough. Then we end with Marissa and Adam's wedding. We actually didn't get to see the wedding because we're left on a cliffhanger. However, before the wedding, she's talking about how her friends are a little like loosey-goosey, especially after the liquor. And then cut to Adam. He's talking about how, like, how he was annoyed by Marissa's gift because he doesn't drink alcohol.
Are you trying to psychoanalyze any part of the gift?
I mean, I already read Gentleman and a Scholar, and I don't drink. Might be some conflict there then. Just increased inflammation all throughout your body, consuming large amounts of alcohol, and like being hungover all the time, leading to like cancers and other horrible diseases, and retire by the time I'm like 40.
Now, how the hell was she supposed to know that? And two, you can tell by the gift, it was her trying to think of you. She doesn't know you. She doesn't, well. Guys, at the wedding, the friends are giggly, whatever. I'm wondering why they're giggling. Maybe it's the liquor, but maybe it's something else. They're trying to engage with Adam. Adam doesn't really seem to be paying them much mind, which is weird. Marissa comes down the aisle. She stopped. She's like, I know him. Oh my God. Every time somebody has known their groom, it has not ended well. But honestly, seeing how Adam has acted so far, I don't blame her. Especially when we saw when Marissa was prepping for the wedding, she was talking about her dad and how she did not invite her dad. She doesn't want him involved. He wasn't a good husband. He wasn't a good father, I'm assuming. And that's a big pain point for her. I would assume she'd want a husband who's sensitive, who's considerate, who's compassionate. I'm not getting that energy from Adam. Not one bit. So we'll see. I mean, the experts have to explain themselves at some point. They're going to say, oh, well, you have these characteristics and you have these characteristics and that's why you work. But right now, I'm not seeing it. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.